In this video, I want to try to alleviate some of the confusion regarding Google Meet and how to best utilize Google Meet in your classrooms. Step number one is to go to meet.google.com and find a unique nickname that you can reuse every time you want to do your Google Meets. So for instance, I'm here on googlemeet.com. I can click on join or start a meeting, and then I'm just going to type in a nickname. Now, in order for this to be unique, you're going to want to include something, maybe your name, use CDS, use the name of your class, CDS, Mulvihill, social media 01. And that should be unique enough for the system. Now I can test that. I might just want to go ahead and copy this so I've got it, and then continue. I test that. It's going to show me, okay, yep, I can use that. No one else is here in my meeting. I can see here that this will work, and I can actually join. So I've got that copied. I can join the meeting just to be sure. Again, here's my nickname. This is what I'm going to share out with my students, and it's what they're going to use every time they try to connect to a meet that I'm conducting. It's what I will use every time I conduct a new meet. When we're sharing with students, this information about the meeting, the link, and the phone number and things like that, those aren't going to work for the students. They're going to join using this nickname. Using this information, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close out of this meeting. And I'm going to jump back over here to my OnCampus page. Now, there's a number of ways that I could post this information. I could come in here to my welcome text on my bulletin board, and I could create a little informational section about my Google Meets. Once I've added my information, I can hit the save button, and then that will add that to my welcome screen. So when students come into my bulletin board, they see that I'm going to be conducting a Google Meet Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. They just need to go to meet.google.com and use the nickname that's listed there. I could also send this out as an announcement by just putting those same details into an announcement each Tuesday and Thursday. That would go out as an email if that helps the students. I could also put it in as link information. So if I jump back into my bulletin board, I can add a link. I can put in here my Google Meet, URL being meet.google.com. And then the description might be that information that I put into my text. So using that information, I can put that into the description, and that will show with the link itself. I can publish that to multiple classes. Now, if I'm doing different times for different classes, obviously I don't want to do that, so I only want to publish it to that one section. And then, the publish date there, and click save. Now, I might want to reorder my links to make sure that my Google Meet is on top. To do that, I'm just going to click the organization button. I'm going to grab that one, and I'm going to drag it to the top and click save. Now, when the students go into my bulletin board, they're going to see my Google Meet Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Go to meet.google.com, use that nickname. So that information could stay out there all the time. Another way I could do this, obviously I could create an event and then have a reoccurring event just by clicking add. I can type in Google Meet, that same information about when and where and how to get to it. I can have this event at 8. Actually, I want to mark this as a reoccurring event. So this is going to be on Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. And I'm just going to say we're going to end this by May 1st. And so what that will do is on every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m., it's going to create this event with the information that's in there. Of course, I can put in my contact information, contact email, and then I can post that to whatever group. So if I'm doing different times for different groups, I would only post it to the group that I was posting it to, and then hit save. They see the events on their calendar. This will also show up on their student calendar when they go to the calendar option and OnCampus. So they would have these meets. Again, with the instructions, just go to meet.google.com and use that nickname. I could also put the Google Meet information maybe on an assignment. So if I were creating an assignment for the students to join me in just a participation meet, I could come in here and just say Google Meet. I could put that information in description wise, make it a participation assignment, and then put it into my gradebook. Again, I can post it, assign it on a certain Tuesday. So we'll say we're going to do this on the 21st, and due on the 21st. I'm only going to post it to my one class. And then I'm going to save that information. Now if I look at future assignments, I see that I've got my Google Meet on there. My students will click into that. They'll see go to googlemeet.com. Now it would be better if this were a hyperlink, and in fact in every instance that I've shown where to put this information, if you make this a hyperlink, it'll be easier for the students to get to where they need to go. So in this case, the way you do that, no matter whether it's in the assignment or back here on the bulletin board, making this a hyperlink or this a hyperlink, you do it the same way in your event. Wherever you've posted this, you can actually go through this same process and make it a hyperlink. So in this case, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select the link, the URL for the meet.google.com. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to come over here and to the insert hyperlink. Now it's important that when you're copying this in, you do have to add the HTTP ://meet.google.com. Otherwise the link won't work. It'll actually just take them to a page and OnCampus. And then I recommend putting in to open this link in a new window, click insert, and then save. And what that does is when they click into the assignment, then they've got the link here. When they click on that, it takes them right into meet.google.com. So that saves them a few minutes, seconds, whatever, in getting the information. But it's good practice to make sure that anytime you put a URL in, that you're actually making that a hyperlink for the student. So let's take a look at this from the student perspective. So I'm going to open up a student account, and we're going to jump in here and look at the students on campus, and they're enrolled in this social media class that I just posted all this information to. And so for them, when they go in, they automatically see all of this great information. Now again, you don't have to post this on all these different places. You just choose the one that works for you. If you use links a lot, then it might be good, or in your web plan, you just do whatever works for you as long as it's posted someplace. These are all the different ways that you could post the information for the students to see. And again, make sure that all of these are hyperlinked correctly so that the student can just click right on the link and go straight into meet.google.com. And then over here on her assignments, if I look at her future assignments, on the 21st of April, she's got a Google Meet. And so she can click into that. Now, let's look at what this looks like. So from a student perspective, if I try, let's say it's not April 21st, but I try to go in here to Google Meet, and I'm going to use a meeting code, and I'm going to put in that code and hit continue. Google is going to say you're not allowed to start a meeting. Students cannot begin Google Meets, and that's where the security part of this comes in. So they're not able to create meets and have other students or outside entities join that meeting. Only teachers can create meetings, and so in order for a student to join a meet, the meet has to be created and opened by you. So that should be noted that if a student tries to come in at 7:55 and join a 8 o'clock Google Meet, and you haven't created that meet yet, or you haven't started that meet yet, they're going to get that same error message. So when they type in that code, they're going to get this error message: you're not allowed to start a meeting, because the meet doesn't exist. Now, if I, as the teacher, have come in and I've started my meeting, if I go into Google Meet and I click join start a meeting, I'm going to use that same nickname every single time I do this, every meeting, and then hit continue. That's going to create the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and join that meeting, and then I'm going to come back over here as my student and put in that same code and continue. This time, because I've already created the meeting, now the student is able to join the meeting. And so now they can come in after they've allowed access to all of their different tools. and that was fun. And so they're able to actually then join that meeting. But once they leave the meeting, and again, you as the teacher need to be the last one out of the meeting, once they have left that meeting, then they're no longer able to use that code, because now that I am out of that meeting, if I try to go back as the student and click on meet.google.com, use meeting code, and type in that code to continue, I get this message. There's a problem trying to join this video call, because it's no longer existence. In other words, the teacher has already jumped out and they're not able to join back in. So that's where the security part of that comes in. So I hope that kind of makes more sense with the creation of Google Meets. It's not meant to be hard. It should be very easy for you to just find a unique nickname code and use that code. Every time you go to create a Meet, you're going to walk through that same process. Having this information posted like this means that you don't have to constantly post that information. It's already out there for the student. All the student has to do is just utilize the information that you provided for them. If you have any questions about this, please email me, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Thanks.